We're going to do something with that in just a second. Before we do, I have a little clip I want to show you. Because to me, this is a commercial. I think it was a Super Bowl commercial from several years ago. And you know the running with the bulls in, was it Paloma, Spain, where these people literally go out and they run through the streets of this city and bulls chase them? Okay. Well, this is a takeoff on that. And when I saw this commercial, I thought, this is just like teaching middle school. This is exactly like teaching middle school. So I want you to watch, and then we're going to do something with your card. So this gives those of you who need another second or so to finish up your card a moment to do that. So I want you to watch and see if you can hear and see the similarities with teaching middle school. Okay, I just had it. Here we go.
Respect for squirrels. You will have problems during the running. You have to be faster and quicker than the squirrels. You have to have very good reflex.
You get confused because of the size, I think. They are small, I can manage them. No, that's not true, you can't.
To beat the squirrel, you must think like a squirrel.
As long as I have legs, I will run with the squirrels.
Did you? The pixels on this are not very good. Did you catch the one where he said, to beat the squirrel, you must think like the squirrel? And at the very beginning, you may not have caught it, he said, the worst thing that you can do is show fear. Okay? I don't know why that just makes me think of teaching middle level kids. So grab your card in hand. And here's what we're going to do. This is a line-up activity. This is a non-verbal activity for the very beginning. Okay? Now, we're small groups, so I know we can do this. In just a moment, I'm going to ask you to line up according to the number of years you have been in education. Okay? As a teacher or a teacher assistant or whatever. You may not speak in order to form this line. You may not move your lips in order to form this line. You may not write down the number of years that you have been in education in order to form this line. What I want to do is I want to ask the person who has been in education, when we finish, we should have the person who has been in education the shortest amount of time, standing about here. And then we should be in order, and we should go all the way over to here with the one who has been in education for the longest amount of time. Take your card with you. Do not speak. Do not move your lips. Do not write in the air or on a piece of paper in any way until you get in this line. Go. Okay, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. I'm going to ask you if you will lead your end of the line. And I'm sorry we're a little tight here, but right back over here. You guys just stay still for a moment. Follow her. Here we go. Here we go. Walk this way. Wouldn't that have been a great song? Walk this way. Okay, right here. You pair up here. You pair up here. You pair up here. Okay. Everybody have a partner? Okay. And we can actually spread that line down a little bit if you want to, so you're not quite so close. Just stay with your partner. Stay with your partner. What I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to share at least one of the things a little bit about when you were 12 or 13. And then I'm going to ask you to compare something from your list to kids today. All right? So you share and compare. Then your partner shares and compares. I'll give you a signal, and probably in about a minute, minute and a half, we'll probably do 1 or 2 rotations so that you can talk to a couple different people. Okay? Share and talk about a comparison. Okay? Yeah, and you can move out if you want, if you need to. If you guys want to calm down this way a little bit so there's a little bit more room or something, you're welcome to do that too. Here you go. Okay. she started teaching when she was 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, can I get you to head on back, wrap up, and head on back to your seats, please? Wrap up and head on back. That particular activity was simply a fold the line activity. Fold the line. Has anyone ever used that with your students before? Okay? Okay. Fold the line activity with kids. Now, a lot of times people say, oh, I cannot let my kids get up and move, and they'll just be... No. First of all, they're going to move, and you know enough about teaching young adolescents to know that they actually need to move at least every 15 to 18 minutes. So having them do something like that, and it could be a really simple kind of an activity. You know, you could either line them up your own way. You could have girls on one side, boys on another. You could have them, I've had them line up before by things like, and you may have done this one before, the month and day of your birth, okay? So they're having to figure out, I was born in March, on the 2nd of March, and then they have to get in line, and then you fold that line. You can give one side of the line, the one that doesn't move, you can give them questions about whatever it is you're reviewing or you're studying right then. And their job would be to ask those questions of the various people that move in front of them. And then the other folks could have a question. You know, so there are lots of ways you can use a fold the line activity. It's a great way to do a think, pair, share if you want to just do it a little bit differently and you want to move kids around a little bit. So very quickly, let's just talk about not so much some of the things that you heard, although you had some great stories to share, but think about something that you said you heard or you thought about and tell us how it is similar to or different from the kids you teach today. Similar to or different from the kids you teach today. Get us started. Did you guys see the 60 Minutes thing about all the kids in the Orlando area who are homeless? It was an amazing story that they did. I think a lot of them had come from, you know, seemingly middle class, working class families who had lost homes during the housing bust and that kind of a thing. And the number of homeless children in the Orlando schools was absolutely amazing. It was a terrifying notion. So those kids who are in those circumstances that are, you know, homelessness or moving a lot, or in the eastern part of my state we have a lot of migrant kids. So there's a tremendous migrant population in eastern North Carolina where kids are moving and just the challenges that come along with that. Yeah, anything else? Yeah, thanks.
It's interesting, when I was in school, I was thinking about, we were in the Persian Gulf War when I was in middle school, and thinking about the kids now with the war in Iraq and the war in Afghanistan. And also, we used to watch Video Vibration and Video Soul on BET. And I think MTV was just starting up, and they continue that now with, not MTV, I think it was, but they, now they have One Week Apart on BET. No more Video Soul, Video Vibration, One Week Apart, or Rap City, I think. But it's just, they still have music being played that kids watch.
Right. Now let's not talk about some older people here, okay? Because I tend to always win. I win the old game and the fat game. So okay.
I was telling him those same videos you're looking at, you have to go on Centric now. You can't watch on MTV and you have to watch stuff from old.
From back in the day shows. Those back in the day shows. Yeah.
You know, I remember before going to, it was called junior high school, because I grew up in New York. Before going to junior high school, I heard the stories in the 6th grade about you're going to get beat up, all this kind of stuff. I really had a lot of fear when I went to junior high school. And as I was telling you, there was this boy there who was very tall and he had a deep voice. And already, you know, being afraid that I'm going to get beat up. And I know he probably, if you asked him today, he probably didn't even know who I was, but when I would see him, I would make a big effort to like go up another stairwell, up the steps. You know, I spent my whole year avoiding him. I saw him outside, you know, and so high school where you got the changes. So when you went to, but they changed it from 8th grade until high school, something like that. And so you literally were with the same children. You were kind of disappointed because you wanted to see, you know, new children, so you didn't have that stress for a couple of years. But I had to go through that stress each time, 3 times, you know, elementary school, junior high school, and then with high school.
I heard a lot of similarities because I hear people talking about, I remember my hair and that being important. I remember music being important to me. And now back in the day for me, it was we want to play the old game. It was a transistor radio. That was when we didn't have the big old 8-track cassette player thing going on. The television, we had 3 channels, black and white. All, you know, 3 channels, black and white. 1 TV, and you know. But clothes were important. Friends were important. I worried about things like new settings and meeting new people and moving. You know, I was a kid. I think you talked about moving a lot. I was born in one house. My parents lived in that house until I was an adult.